You're someone who loves summer fragrances. You love how fresh, light, and invigorating they are. You are sad that the cold weather is now approaching and you may not be able to wear your favorite seasonal fragrances any longer. Do not fret. Today we have 8 fragrances in today's video that are more fresh or warm weather oriented, but can still work great in the cooler weather. Let's begin. In this video, we're going to cover 8 different fragrances that have a variety of styles and have a variety of budgets as well. We're going to go from the cheapest to the most expensive fragrances. This video is sort of like an answer to that previous video we did, which was a bit controversial, the best winter fragrances that work great in the summer. That's because some people just love to wear certain scents, no matter what the temperature is, they love to just wear certain scents throughout the entire year. Sometimes people live in climates that are actually very much single temperatures all year round, such as Florida in America is very hot all year round, so it's difficult to wear cold weather fragrances in their most ideal time. You gotta just wear them in the heat as well. So this video is kind of for those kind of people who don't care about the temperature outside. If you like a fragrance, you like it, and you just wanna wear it. Bentley Momentum Intense. This is a recent reintroduction into my collection. I used to own a bottle of this, but I really underappreciated it. This is 20 to 25 pounds. One of the sexiest, clean, musky, woody, sugary, citrusy, green fragrances for men. If you want a really handsome, woody signature, this is the fragrance to do it. It's a clone of Men, the original, which is now discontinued, I believe. That didn't last a very long time either. This actually lasts a really long time, at least 8 hours with a medium projection. This is signature material that harkens back to those 2000 styles. That's because that's the era Men came out, but this is still timeless, still relevant. The presentation is fantastic, it smells really high quality. This is a fantastic clone, a fantastic cheapie. Bentley is famous for a lot of their fragrances, and I can see why. They are a pretty good brand actually, one of the best cheap fragrance brands out there. I don't want to call them cheap, it's a bit harsh to them, but the more affordable fragrance house, let's say. And I will say it's the thickness, the sharpness, and the slight sugary facets of this fragrance that, although it's a fresh fragrance overall, makes it work in the wintertime, sort of like your dumb reach in the cold weather. It's sharp and piercing enough that cuts through that cold weather, has enough performance to get the job done. Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. I haven't worn this in a while, I actually just sprayed it on my hand now, and just to remind me of the fragrance. I really like the scent. I don't know why I don't wear this so often. I think it's fantastic. Maybe because I don't like the Sauvage DNA that much, but I do think this is a fantastic reinterpretation of Sauvage. It's not necessarily a clone, but it does feel like Prada saw the success of Sauvage and kind of made their own twist on that idea. Imagine you took away the pepperiness, the spicy, piercing aspect of Sauvage. You toned down the ambroxan a huge amount, so it's not so synthetic and screeching, and you amped up the lavender, you added some earthy, I think, coal notes or what's listed here, as well as some clean, freshly pressed iron musk is what I like to call them, sort of like your freshly pressed white shirt before you go to work. That kind of smell is incorporated here. Essentially, this is that blue, fresh out of the shower gel vibe of Sauvage, made more elegant, Prada-fied, made very handsome and gentlemanly. That earthiness and that intensity from the musks, I think, although it does feel like a fresh fragrance overall, I feel like it works in the cold weather really nicely. It has that thickness, it has enough character. It doesn't just feel like a tropical scent, it feels like it's a very versatile scent, and I think it's one of the better blue fragrances for the cold season. 37.9% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys really want to see our channel grow, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Rasasi Hawas. You may be surprised to see this fragrance in this list. It's fruity, bubblegum, aquatic. It has all the facets of a summertime fragrance. However, it's a beastly fragrance, 12 hours with a loud projection, really medium to loud, that I've worn in the cold weather several times, and it's got me compliments in the past in the dead of winter, so it still works in that season. That's my main promotion for this in this video. It's a strong fragrance. Cold weather fragrances usually don't have enough strength to cut through the cold. Cold weather dampens your fragrance down, heat activates the fragrance, cold weather makes it closer to your skin, and sometimes people won't smell it. It doesn't work sometimes when you use a warm weather fragrance, but Hawas doesn't care what season it is. It's gonna project, it's gonna make everyone know that it's here. So if you want a fragrance that's gonna turn heads, smells fresh and summery, but just clean overall, this works in the winter great as well. Terre Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette is a fresher take on the DNA compared to the Parfum. Parfum obviously works really well in the cold weather. Eau de Toilette does as well. It has warmer aspects from those earthy notes. The vetiver kind of gives a density and strength to it as well. It's got spices in here, so it's a bit warm from that also. Of course, Eau de Toilette is not as strong as it used to be, so overspray to your heart's content. But this is a masterpiece of a blend that pretty much every man should have in their collection if you're a true collector, if you want to, or at least try it and get a Terre of some kind in your collection. I get 14 hours with this bottle, but some people are saying it's now about 6 hours longevity with current batches. You got to test it for yourself and see. Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. I actually bought this fragrance in the cold season, I think in the autumn time, and I wore it in the winter as well. Really good stuff. It's got that warmth from the tonka bean. Tonka bean can be a bit sweet, marzipan, almost hay-like. It's quite musky also. It's got some very smooth, creamy musk, some mint and mandarin. Overall, very balanced. I would say that people usually think Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême probably works more well in the warm weather, but I think this is an all year round signature you can wear. It's got great versatility. The thing I love about this flanker is that it has its own style. It's very unique. It's not exactly my style, but I still objectively give this a 10 out of 10. The blending is fantastic. Ingredients smell great. Good performance as well. I get at least 8 hours from my bottle with a medium projection, so everyone at least should try this fragrance out as well. Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Trouble in Paradise. Now this is a very summery tropical fragrance. This has mango in here. This has very nice, bright, clean musks, but then it also is balanced out by warmer notes such as the rum in here, the caramel, the oud. This is a very unique summer creation that I think smells so creative and so beautiful. You can actually wear this in the cold weather, even just for your own enjoyment. But I do think it can work. A lot of people unfortunately limit themselves when they have a tropical note in a fragrance, thinking that this can only be worn in the summertime. For me, personally, to my brain, I don't think tropical notes have to be limited to the warm weather. If a fragrance that's tropical has enough warmth in it, let's say Virgin Island water, if the rum note there is strong enough on your skin, it can work, I would say. Also, if you look at something like Oud Maracuja by Maison Crivelli, that is a tropical note like passion fruit that is made a lot more dark and thick. So I kind of feel like he had that same idea in his house for that fragrance. What I'm saying is, don't limit yourself with tropical notes. Don't only leave them for the warm weather. Try to find those warmer, or let's say stronger, more thick tropical fragrances you can wear in the cold weather. I think Trouble in Paradise is one of the most unique, creative, fresh scents out there, but it is a beautiful scent. I think everyone should try this out as well. Another one to try from this house as well is Tales from Zanzibar. I always talk about it on this channel also. Next up, I don't have a bottle, but Parfum de Marly's Percival. I've worn this in the winter as well. I had a 10 ml sample. Beastly fresh fragrance. It is the niche Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce and Ambroxan, lavender, fresh citruses, green apple, very bright, handsome, youthful, almost shower gel-esque, but more of that warm weather, bright feeling to the fragrance overall. 12 hours longevity, medium to loud projection, a beastly freshie. It's for the kind of guys who want to smell fresh and clean, don't want to wear those really thick, heavy, annoying winter scents that sometimes people wear. You want to remain in that fresh, light category. Percival is the fragrance for that. A really great scent from Parfum de Marly. Just bear in mind, it doesn't really smell niche. It's more of a designer-esque release from the house. So try it before you buy it so you're not disappointed, because you do have to pay quite a hefty price tag for it. And lastly, Ormonde Jayne Montabaco Intensivo. Now, it's very difficult to place this fragrance. It is a creative masterpiece that a lot of people will say this is a 4-season fragrance. It doesn't really make sense to say this is a fresher, warmer weather kind of scent. For me, I would say this is more suited to the springtime. It has those woody, bright green notes that remind me of the springtime, especially notes like tea in here. Reminds me more of that season. But I will say this works all year round great, and I think it's the notes like suede, the tobacco, the intense woodiness in here gives us enough thickness, elegance, and regality to work in the wintertime also. It just has a beautiful blend to it. It smells so well blended, so many facets to it, that it kind of transcends seasons, if you know what I mean. It's just a beautiful balanced fragrance that can work all year round, more of a daytime scent in my opinion. And that concludes this, guys. What do you think of the video idea for this video today? Do you have any warmer weather or fresher fragrances that you think work great in the wintertime that you are looking forward to just carry on wearing throughout this upcoming season? Let us know in the comments down below, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my previous video on winter fragrances that work great in the summer, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.